Hi everybody! It's the moment we've been waiting for. I'm getting back to the Mega Man build. I thought about this for a while, what best to do. And I would love to get going on the blaster again, but I'm still kind of working out some of the issues with that. For example, it was going to be impossible for me to make it articulate the way that I wanted to, so I've actually gone back to square one with that. I've tried to figure out some things. Hey, Okami, good to see you. And yeah. So, in the meantime, instead, I'm going to go for a piece. Hey, Kame, good to see you as well. I'm going to go for a piece that's going to be a little bit, shall we say, easier on a technical standpoint, and that is I'm going to work on the COD piece. So, I hope everybody is excited to see my crotch, because we'll be seeing plenty of my crotch today. So, that out of the way, I'll go ahead and start us up some music, and we can get rocking and rolling. Now, at the current moment, I use a bunch of non-copyrighted music, some no copyright sounds music, because that music is not going to get this copyright, flagged on YouTube. And because I'm backing all of these up onto YouTube, I'm doing the work and all that jazz, I would prefer to not have them flagged. And maybe that's just me. Yeah, my crotch. My crotch. Well, if we can't discuss, like adults about the fact that we'll be seeing a lot of my crotch, how can we talk, one with another about these things unless we have, the conversation come up every so often? I'm just saying. Alright, let's do this. So, here's what we're looking at. Here's the picture with both Mega Man and Zero. I've taken, for the purposes of this project, I've basically just kind of presumed that Zero and Mega Man have the same, if not similar, similar designs, especially in most of the basic parts. So, my plan is a little something like this. It's crushed. My plan's a little something like this. What we'll do is we'll have a main piece that comes down, and then these high sort of hip huggers over here. Now, what I will do is I won't rely on these things to stay up of their own volition. Instead, what I'll be doing is on the inside I'll be putting snaps, and on the undersuit I'll be putting snaps, so that I just snap them into place and they stay in place. That way, they don't actually have to hook on in any special way. They don't have to be tight enough to stay holding onto my hips. I can just keep sort of a general, not loose, but I can keep a sort of general fit, and then it'll work from there. So we'll be doing the COD piece in 4 parts: front, back, and then 2 sides. Reason we're doing it in 4 parts instead of 1 part is that this would be kind of hard to do, naturally. These, I want to make them as one individual piece, and these as 2 individual ones, because I do like, being able to close my legs all the way sometimes. And so if I go all the way down around to the back and connect it there, now, I'll be darned. My chair just tried to murderize me by slipping off of its thingamajigs. Huh. I'm in a car heading to Houston, 12 hours on this road trip, Okami. Man, is it another game? I'm trading out for a different folding chair since this one tried to kill me. Silly folding chair. You can't stop this. It's true, but no more. We will persevere. Alright, so, that being the case, because I want, as I was saying, because I want to be able to close my legs, I will just want the cod piece to kind of come down and around. Now, naturally, these guys are robots. They're a little bit different than me, so certain little changes have to be made. But we're going to discover exactly how this works together. Let me go ahead and get some of my spare pieces of paper, and we'll draw this thing out. Oh, hey, Kane, good to see you. Yeah, it was Louisville, Kentucky, and you're in Marshall. Okay, gotcha. Wow, such a long drive. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Hey, little boy. Am I making Drake? Making Drake? Nah, I'm back to working on Mega Man. So, we'll be working on the COD piece. And, just as general broad brush strokes idea, you can get an idea from the photo. This photo's a little bit more revealing due to the fact that it has Zero's front piece here. So, yeah, we'll press forward on that. The only pieces left to do, by the way, are the COD piece, the blaster, and the thighs. Now, I'm going to stick pretty closely to this design on the COD piece because of how the thighs are, and there are different ways that we could do it. Like, for example, the Mass Effect armors. If you've ever seen someone do one of those, the chest piece comes down, and the COD piece is just integrated into the chest piece. But ours doesn't go all the way down, so that's not an option. Aren't you going to make your wife's costume next? Isn't that going to take a while? It is. It is going to take a while. And I debated about actually working on the Samus chest piece currently, but I would just kind of be doing it by guess and by golly, and I'd prefer not to work like that on stream. Other things, you know, I've spent a little bit more time thinking about and considering, and I'd prefer not to waste anybody's time with me messing up a bunch. That's kind of the point where I am with the blaster, because I just said, caution to the wind, let's do this thing. And then as it turned out, I just wound up, you know, basically having to start from scratch. Although, I did make some valuable, progress in design concept. So, for example, the blaster is now going to, it is going to be foam fabricated, but it's going to have this this PVC underpiece that holds it together and gives it structure. So the attachment points will actually be on here, and will go from there to there. You know, both of the pieces will. They'll go whoop, whoop, like so. But nonetheless, that's still something that I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to work it. I might even wind up... Ooh, sorry about that. I might even wind up doing something fun like doing it to each side. But we're still working on that. And I do feel kind of bad about all that work having gone for naught. But oh well, you can't win them all. But that's where we're at with that. So, basically, this is going to be composed of 4 pieces. We're going to have piece number 1 up on the front that goes a little something like this. Pretty basic, pretty simple. And Mac, I'm not driving, so don't worry. Okay, good. I'm glad. Piece number 2 that goes a little something like this. And then the back piece, and this of course 2 of these, and then the back piece, which is going to be pretty similar to the front piece, except for it's going to wind up being a little bit wider. And so that's our thing, and that's how it'll all connect together. What material do I use? I will be, just like everything else in the costume up to this point, I'll be using the floor mats, the EVA foam. This is one type of floor mat. I don't like to use this one quite as much as I like to use the other one, but for this particular piece I will. But these things, I like to keep these sheets around because they're very useful when I need to make a large pattern. But these are going to be relatively small patterns. Like, for example, if you just take a sheet of paper and you hold it up here, it basically, nothing is larger than a sheet of paper in this entire, design. So, crotch, side, back, it's there. It's all there. But EVA foam is what it's called, and that's why down, there, it says made from EVA foam. Sorry. Enemy is having PC crash issues and was trying to help and just got back. No worries, Kame. Good on you for being helpful. You're a very helpful man. One of the things I like about you. So, anyway, there we go. General design, plans, reference plans. So let's get creative, shall we? I think we should. Yeah. Dang, I'm waiting for the drop. Bam. That's where I needed to get it. You see, my timing is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, alright. Let's, Oh yeah, and in case you haven't noticed, you'll be seeing a lot of my, of my crotch region today, because I'm going to need to model it. So, Okay, so let's see here. Let's grab a pencil. Yeah, pen's close enough. Okay. So here we go. Let's just kinda... Yeah. General design there. Now we'll go ahead and fold it in half to ensure that we get a fairly symmetrical, fairly standard thing here. Let's go like so. Lots of straight in this design, lots of very straight angles. And yeah, let's do that. And so now, with regards to height, we only want to go about here, I'd say. Now, I will wind up making some very slight departures from the pattern, but not all that many. So for anybody who's just tuning in over on YouTube, it looks like I saw a little ping there that somebody's come around. I'm building that out of EVA foam. Hopefully I have it done in time for Halloween. And then afterwards I'm gonna work on Mrs. Mac. She has she requested that I make a what's it called? It's a costume for her of Samus. So, yeah. And if you are wondering, persons on YouTube, why you can't see the stuff down here. That's because that's the Twitch chat. I'm streaming simultaneously to both YouTube and Twitch. YouTube for its good archival quality. Twitch, of course, because a lot of more people seem to be interested in this kind of work on Twitch than on YouTube. So, yeah. But if you ask any questions in the chat on YouTube, I do have the chat open for YouTube, so I will answer any questions that you have. Within reason, that is. Within reason. At the current moment, we're working on getting the pattern sort of ready and locked down. And, good. There we go. And there we have our front piece. In all its glory. So naturally, this portion will be curved around back. If I actually ever wind up going to a convention in this... Hey Zine, how's it going? Good to see you, pal. If I do ever wind up taking this to a convention, which Mrs. Mac wants to do once I've got the armors finished, I'll actually likely be redoing the COD piece and inputting an actual athletic cup inside, on the inside, because for whatever reason, I am just frightened to death that somebody is going to try kicking me in the groin at a convention. I'm just convinced. I have an awesome shirt. Gonna send you a pic on Twitter. Sweet! I love seeing awesome shirts. But alright, so there's the front piece. Now, with regards to the back piece, this is going to be a little bit more difficult. Just like any of the stuff, sort of modeling it on myself, winds up
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Twitch!
Oh, hi, Mark.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, hi, Twitch. So let's see here. If we go ahead there, we just make a little cutout right here and right here. Basically, we're going to be doing something like that. Okay, let's see here. So, actually, this is one of those times where it looks like I'm off base here. I'm going to need more than just one sheet. Okay, well then what we'll do is we'll treat this as the halfway point and then just flop it over when it comes time. So, bam, and that was here. There we go. And if I wind up making it too large, that's easy to rectify. We want it roughly the same height on the back. Yeah, it's just a little bit larger. Hey, house! Yeah. And we'll go up and over about the same amount. Yep, coloring with Maction. Oh, nice shirt. Lovely Alien reference. Okay, let's see here. There we go. House, thank you very much for the host. Much appreciated. I'm sure any minute now Carl Sagan will thank you. At least I hope. For whatever reason it wasn't working yesterday. So, let's see what it decides to do today. Or the CPU. Wow, Jet.com. Interesting. Never heard of Jet.com before. Indeed. I was aware of that, though. It will be fantastic, especially because they've got David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. Because, let's face it, we all know what X-Files is when you don't have David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. It's just, it's not the same! All the original cast, she's aged awfully. No, don't give me that. She is, as always, lovely. Alright, take it easy, Zine. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for coming around. And we'll see you next time. Enjoy your evening. Okay. Here we go. That's the general broad brush stroke idea on the back. And so now, here on the sides, we're going to, basically we'll be bridging the gap from here to here. And we'll only be bridging it by a little bit because it won't be sort of, it won't be the type of situation where it holds itself up. Call me, Mac, we never Skypoo anymore. Well, not at the moment, House. I am just a little bit too invested at the moment in this to accept any but the most necessary distractions. Not that it's not good to talk to you, House, but okay. Go up. Go up again. Okay. Up 2. I'll go out an extra half. And then we could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Didn't do that right. Pieces under the bridge. And so just kind of general broad brush strokes, it'll be that sort of thing. Castlevania speedrunning makes you so irritated. Richter is a pain on the hands. Why are you doing Richter? Why not Alucard? I thought Alucard was your thing, man. What's up with this Richter stuff? With this Richter nonsense? Okay. Now that I've got sort of the general idea here, I'll go ahead and solidify it down. And again, I have no intention of this piece being anything but sort of like, you know, because world record's like 5... Really? Really? World record's like 5 minutes 15 seconds for Richter any percent, because sub 8 minutes Richter is much faster than... Okay. Well, let's see. Alucard, what are you getting currently in Alucard runs? Future. So many faces left to find down in the caverns of our mind. Need you to follow me deeper. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be. I want that a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. Okay. Alucard is 15-ish minutes. I'm like 4 minutes behind world record Emu on emulator on Alucard. Down to 23 minutes even at the moment. Nice. Nice! Now, is that gonna be high enough? I think so. Okay. So, because I don't want to bother with trying to figure all the angles out on both sides, we'll just take this one, because I like the look of this one pretty good. And then we'll... cut it out. Cut it out. I know all these songs pretty well in here, actually. I've listened to them enough that I know which one's going to come up next each time. But again, that's the issue. I would love to just play my music, you know, the music that I like, the music I want played, but sadly, if I'm going to be backing this stuff up on archiving it on the YouTublies, then I need to use stuff that's non-copyrighted at all. From fastest to slowest version is 360, PlayStation, emulator, PS3, Saturn, emulator, then PS2. They're about equal. Okay. Well, the slope's right. Okay. So now, only time people play Saturn version is for Maria %. And why is that, House? What advantage does it have for Maria %? We might wind up trimming that, but we'll see. So basically, what we're looking at is we're looking at this here, this here, coming around the back, and then the butt bit on the back. So, yeah, ridiculous, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it out of this green sheet. Okay. Oh, I must have scared away the person who was watching on YouTube. That is a shame. Ain't that a shame? My tears fell like rain. Maria is only on Saturn unless you get Ronaldo of Blood for PSP and unlock Sonata of the Night, and then you can play Maria, but PSP version is not easy to play in the SDA, has a world record for PSP version of Sonata of the Night, as Alucard is 23-ish minutes. Yeah, cutting paper must be pretty spooky. Must be indeed. Alright. So we'll be making 2 of these. As a matter of fact, I think we can probably just do 2 back to back. 1 here, and then this plate. You know, I also started a little bit too low because ideally I'd prefer to extend that line that way, and we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. This one we'll of course have to flip after we're done. Flip over. But let's get crack-a-lackin'. This bit's also pretty spooky as well, House. Don't downplay how spooky this is here. You know, drawing's pretty spooky. I ought to get some sewing pins to pin this, to pin these things into place while I'm, you know, working on them. Yeah, we're skipping this one. One sec, not there. Suddenly, they're there! You know, it's probably for the best that these things won't fit, you know, like right up snug next to each other. Because if they did, I would most certainly screw that up. So speaking of things that are a little spooky, I'm a little spooked for the race coming up, for the Retro Gaming Live TV race on Saturday, tomorrow. Everybody else is kind of practicing for that. Me, I have kind of come to terms with where I will wind up landing. And this is, again, one of the reasons why I would be crap as a speedrunner. I've kind of come to terms with that, and I am just sort of doing a little bit of practice here and there, off stream where no one can see me suck so badly. And come tomorrow, I'll be relaxed, and I'll just be sort of like chilled and, yeah, well, you know, what happens, happens, type of thing. So that's where it'll wind up being. The TV race. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, there are some things that I found pretty easy to get my head around. I mean, after I tried them a couple of times, I got zips without too many problems. The problem is that, you know, consistency in getting zips was just not really there, to be honest. I've had consistency issues. Not to be confused with constancy issues. That's something entirely different and much more frightening. Oh, good. That'll work. Also not to be confused with constipation. There we go. Now I'm just going to put the ruler down to kind of help guide me to where I should be with this. There we go. Looks good to me. Inconsistent constipation is a problem. It being consistent is okay. Consistent constipation is okay, huh? You know, I actually think that I will do this right here, like so. If it doesn't wind up being as straight as I need or want, you know, I'll just Dremel it smooth. Cool. Alright, let's get to work on this, shall we? So, I went to the store earlier today to get a hacksaw, but they didn't have a hacksaw that worked in the size that I wanted. So I thought, why not get something to sharpen my kniffy? And so I got one. I don't know if it's going to do the trick, though. I might just have to use the whetstone. Alright. COD piece. Whoa! Yeah, today I did a morning Symphony of the Night run. Now I'm playing some games off-stream casually. After spending so much time speedrunning, I forgot how much fun there is in playing a game casually. The game I picked is Heavenly Sword, a 2007 game on PS3, but fighting style sort of like Gears of War. But aside from that, such a good game. Glad I forgot most of it, but yeah, it's been fun. I just don't know how to express that while streaming. Hacker, just use a normal saw. Don't need to hack it. Hardy har har har. Hardy har 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 har. Okay. You know, I want to start over here with these bits. Oh, God of War, not Gears of War. Okay. Well, it has certainly made a difference, that's for sure. I'm keeping it. I am absolutely keeping it. Oh. Oh, mine Guta, that is a smooth cut. Oh, that is heavenly. Heavenly. $5. $5. Well worth it. Whoa. I am just shocked, and the cuts are coming out so clean. Oh. Oh yeah, you can't see my face right now at the moment, but I am absolutely doing the Pog champ. Oh man. You know, I've gotta cut this bit off so that I can just. Oh, I'll cut it off in a second so that I can show you. That is a smooth cut. Mac, did I tell you about when the linebacker and the tight end carried? Sweet, no! I guess playing casually I'd have to use a cam. Make more expressions than say anything. That is very cool. But that, oh man, that is smooth. Congrats, Okami, congrats. You know, Okami, you are a part of, you are a participant in a part of high school, Hey Skeleton, welcome, and thanks for the hug, man. Much appreciated. I love hugs. And keep in mind that when we're doing the speedrun race tomorrow, I'll be needing all the hugs I can get. So, but Okami, you are participatory. You are a participant in a component of high school that I never was. Never went out for sports myself, but I did go out for theater. Theater was my jam, and you know, I had an okay time of that. Oh man, this is beautiful. Yeah, I'm keeping that. You'll be using... Oh, maybe you should have me do commentary while you're racing on your stream for you, Mac. I'll be using the good mic. Ah! I think that Velociraptor is already going to be doing the commentating for the race. But future stuff that I do, if I ever do a speedrun game again, abso-frackin-lutely, house. Abso-frackin-lutely. Still loading the stream. Oh, that is just the worst. If you have troubles, if you wind up with issues watching it on Twitch, you can always hop over to YouTube, because of course I'm streaming on both at the same time. But for people that come to watch on your stream won't hear the commentary. I think we'll actually... I mean, I'm still not exactly sure how it's going to work. Mostly because as you know, House, I don't hop on Skype very often. I mostly have it closed, you know, completely off, or any number of things. Well, as it so happens, oh, traveled a little bit there. Let me see if I can't clean that up. As it so happens, I think, I mean, I think we are all streaming to our channels. But I'm not entirely sure. We might just all be streaming to one thing and then being streamed just once on RGL TV. But I'm still not entirely sure about that. The music is not as loud and I come out crystal clear. Really? Well, I mean, I'm sending it all out through the same thing. And I just saw your message on YouTube, House. But it is one of those things where it's like, I don't know if one's especially better than the other. I just know that the archival quality is so much better on YouTube. I mean, if for no other reason, then let's face it, when you want to find something in a YouTube video, you can just run your cursor along the time bar thing and find what you're looking for. But if you're trying to do that on a Twitch VOD, forget about it. I mean, good luck. Have fun, man. Tomorrow at 9:30. Oh yeah, we're all streaming to our channel, but all of our viewers should be encouraged to converge at RGL TV. Yeah. Probably has a better codec. Yeah, probably. Yeah, 9:30 p.m. CST. And yeah, and I would prefer to have everybody over there on RGL TV anyway. It'll be, you know, it'll be more fun. As a matter of fact, back in the day, I did Minecraft with the missus, right? And I was sick of just seeing people who had multiple people in one thing. Oh my gosh, so buttery smooth. Who had more than one person participating in like a Minecraft thing, but we could only ever see like one person's screen, or we saw another person's screen sometimes. And so I did that Minecraft with the missus where we played through a Vex Super Hostile map together. And the whole time, it was split screen, both myself and Mrs. Mac, whole time. And it was a lot of fun. You saw both of our screens all the time. Minecraft with the missus? I think you'll love it. Mrs. Mac had a great time. Actually, I'll just, let me link the playlist real quick. Night lights that got me in the days. Okay, no worries, take your time, Skeleton. Let me find the playlists. And where's Minecraft with the missus? Minecraft with the missus. Here we go. Control C. There we go. That's the link to the Minecraft with the missus. Oh, or were you talking about... the delay's pretty cool. The delay's not too bad, House. I mean, it really isn't. And yeah, it kind of is like a private chat, just you and me over here on YouTube. All the other plebs over on Twitch. Mwahaha. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. I love every one of you. Please, please don't go anywhere. But no, it is kind of fun. I mean, look, I'm just going to take a little scrap here and put it on the thing, and I'm putting almost zero pressure, and I'm able to get a cut. I put just a little bit of pressure, and it goes right, and you know, it goes right through. Only misses just a little bit right there. It's beautiful. You hear sub mode. Plebs. Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow's race over on Retro Gaming Live TV will be quite a lot of fun. Future vibes. And you know what? future. So, naturally, everybody here knows that this is what I'm doing for Halloween, and you know what Mrs. Mac is doing for Halloween, but what are you doing for Halloween? What kinds of things are you guys doing? You going to a party? I've got a party or two that I'm going to. Yeah. Just buttery smooth. Nice. You're going as a hobo. That's your costume. Be careful, House. If you're not very careful about your selection of items, you'll be confused for a hipster. You're working at a haunted house? Very cool, Okami. You know, we had a haunted house here that was held inside, for many years, inside of an old hospital, decommissioned hospital. What was interesting, though, is that one year there were some pipes in the ceiling that burst, and the water had been sitting in those pipes for many years and had gotten very rusty. So in the not so good light of this haunted house, everybody thought that there was blood coming from burst from the pipes in the ceiling. Yeah. They don't do it at the haunted hospital anymore. I'm playing Silent Hill 1, indeed. But Kame, you're not going to dress up or go to any parties? Not on the agenda? Blood. Yeah, and I mean, I really can't blame anybody for thinking that it was blood. I mean, it was red-ish, it was irony, and, you know, the irony of it, hardy har har har, is that people wanted to go for a good scare, but that was just a little bit too scary for most. I feel like I've been living in the Dark Ages. You know, before this sharpener. Because I've been sharpening it with the whetstone, and that's been doing a pretty good job, but the problem is, I'm not good at sharpening via whetstone. I'm just not. Go. Halloween isn't really your thing. Okay, no worries. Just don't stream them all. The thing about me on the football team, I wasn't very popular till yesterday because I'm an athlete nerd. Playing it for the story. Probably like 3 hours. Okay. Two down. One for the left. One for the right. We'll use the heat gun, of course, to curve these things. A story. Miserable little pile of words. Someday, Houseless Gamer's heart will grow by 4 sizes, and he will begin to enjoy the narrative of a game. He will learn to enjoy and appreciate casual runners and casual playing. And instead of referring to them all as filthy casuals, he will respect their decision, their life choices. One day, Mac. One day. Oh, yeah, but I was going to say, so in high school, I never went out for sports. I was definitely in theater. As a matter of fact, of my 4 years of high school, I was lead in the plays in high school, 3 of those 4 years. Pillow Fort Games! Hi, how's it going? And welcome. We're working on, well, you can read down there, so you know exactly what we're doing. But welcome to the stream. Gotta get this thing going and done before Halloween. Feel free to ask any questions you might have, within reason, that is. A little bit of no copyright sounds in the background. I like the imagery of Pillow Fort Games, by the way. Well, I mean, I kind of see it. Well, let's face it like this. I would not be making as much progress without all you all. I've been meaning to get into this, but also I just don't. Yeah, no problem. No. I mean, without your involvement, your conversation, I would not be as far along as I am. And as a by-the-by, in case anybody hasn't seen any of the finished pieces, let me know, and I'll take a breather after this piece, and I'll give you guys a quick show of what's done. And his supervisor, you must not tell him he is doing good. Quick show, Kinky. Hardy har har har. You know, Pillow Fort, it could be. The conversation is a distraction, but it's a welcome distraction. It's a distraction where I can say something out loud, and I'm not crazy for talking to myself, because I'm talking to you. I mean, never mind that we're not in the same room. Never mind that we're likely not in the same state. Probably not the same time zone. Be keeping me. There we go. Deathstorm, hey, how's it going? Sorry, your name tag was a little dark on the black backdrop for me to see, so it took me a second there. Yes, Pillow Fort Games, you heard your name. Ich habe deinen gesprochen? Ah. My German has suffered quite a bit without anybody to practice. At one point in time, I worked at a hotel, and in that circumstance, in that setting, I wound up having a lot of occasions to practice my German because a lot of German folk would come around to this hotel, so it was good. From an unexpected nap? Well, I imagine that's gotta be the way when your entire place is a pillow fort. It's lots of unexpected naps, but welcome naps. His name's easy to see. Your eyes are bad. Probably. The game glasses aren't pretty bad. I'm making the COD piece. Ah. Ja, guten Tag, wie geht es Ihnen? Ich bin sehr gut, ja. Und Ihnen? Let's see. If you stopped using them, can I have them? House, I'll do you one better. I'll send you a pair. The downside is because of the way my thing's set up, I tend to, I use them, but then you can't see my eyes, and I emote a lot with my, with my eyes. So, he's making the crotch. Oh, House says hello, my darling. I mean, last time I came late. Oh, that's right, Deathstorm. Welcome back. Welcome back. Just didn't realize I needed a nap, and then it was an hour later. Oh man, that's the best. I want to know what your house smells like. Well, it smells of curry, because here at the Mac household, we love Indian food. And we eat a lot of curry and curried items, curried food items. I'm gonna just cut this bit off here. And just as soon as I'm finished with this, for anybody who hasn't been around for a little while, I'll show you the pieces that I've got done. Yes, on YouTube it says working on the crotch region. Indeed, it does. Honestly, they're my favorite naps. Sleep is needed. Makes the region too big. You know what? Also, I'm gonna sharpen it up a little bit more. This this soft stuff actually dulls the blade quite quickly. This angle's a little bit too much. Better put that away. I'm going to have to do this with the X-Acto. With the Saber of Exact Zero. Still listening through YouTube. The auto quality is awesome. Time to potty. Okay, go for it. And the dog has to go as well, I suppose. Use headphones, and as a headphone user, I look for the best listening experience. I can understand that. Man, this sharpener even does wonders on my blade of Exact Zero. Nice. Well worth the $5. Yes, Lego movie indeed. Wanna catch Mac on YouTube? Thanks! You're welcome to watch on YouTube. You're also welcome to watch here on Twitch. Either way's fine. At the current moment, what have we got? We've got 2 people on YouTube. So, whoever you 2 people are on YouTube, thank you for watching. Why are you making this project? Well, it's a good question. It's because there are a lot of times that people do Mega Man, right? But I feel like none of them treat Mega Man seriously. if they do Mega Man, they're all doing a very cartoony version of Mega Man. I'm doing this because Mega Man is serious business. Mega Man is a classic, and Mega Man X, so this project's kind of a synthesis of Mega Man Classic and Mega Man X, but when it comes right down to it, I really wanted something that captured what I felt the spirit of Mega Man was. And so I found, quite some time ago, I found this concept art here that somebody had done, and I felt like, yes, that is what I want. That's what I want to see done. And I waited around a long time for somebody else to do it, but nobody was doing it. So I just decided, you know what? If nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I started learning a little bit about how to costume, about how to make things in EVA. I saved up some money, bought the supplies and the tools, and then, yeah, that's where we are now. I suppose you could say it's because I wanted an amazing Halloween costume. As a matter of fact, at the Halloween party I'm going to, a couple of people there are members of the, what's it called? The 405th, I think? Is that what it's called? The 405th? And so I also kind of want to impress them a little bit. That'd be nice. The buffer is gone on YouTube. You're one. Yep, House, you are one of the two. I do really like this one. This song. Yeah, 405th, that's the one. When you click on the gear icon and select speed, select the fastest, and YouTube runs through the YouTube buffer, and Mac speaks super fast. To protect your soul. Okay. Night. Nice. Then the buffers. No ads. No, I was asking, like, what are they? Like a Super Pro costuming. Yeah, no, they are like super pros. That's kind of their thing. Like, they are, I mean, they're all amateurs in the sense that nobody's, you know, like, people, most of them, I imagine, are probably not making money off of their work, but they are very serious, and they do a very good job. Okay, so, basically, that's how it goes. This around the sides, these around the front. Naturally, we're going to be doing some little bit of changing things up. Hey, Social Alan! I love Twitch. Now bring the cosplay community together across... How Twitch brings the cosplay community together across the globe. Well, you know, I've learned some great things. But, anyway, so, okay, we've got the front piece here. This side piece comes around like so, comes up and around so that I've got plenty of room for the thighs, and then the back piece here. I can already tell. Oh, hey, Hyper, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming around. So, now, because I said after I got these pieces cut, I would show you the pieces that are finished, I hope you'll give me just a second to grab those. Actually, most of them are within arm's reach. So, none of these pieces are finished, but they're all like some version of complete. So, let's see. Pro cosplayers make money by getting hired to cosplay at cons. They do it for free at first to get exposure, then it's huge money loss at first, and then if they're lucky, they get picked up by a game company. Cool. See, I was not aware of the economics of that. So, alright. So, first, here is one of the shins. Sparta helm, indeed. One or two that have done works for films as well. Indeed, I know people who've costumed professionally for films. Here we go. So this is one of the shins. It uses Velcro around the back to connect up, but it winds up being like so, so. I still need to hit it again with the heat gun and scrunch it in just a skosh more. But as is, pretty close to being done. Let's see. Which is why I guess they will always make friends. I always make friends with cosplayers. Okay. Alright, so then we've got the left arm, the offhand. This is actually almost straight up from the Mass Effect designs. You'll recognize these lines here and such. But unlike the Mass Effect designs, which cut in like that and then reconnect up here, I left it open like that, and a little bit of Velcro right there that's going in later. But that's for my offhand. Confirmed dirty. That I'd love to do costumes for my projects if I buy the materials. Ah, okay. Dirty sock. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about. And then the helmet, which is going to have a piece up here and a red piece here, sort of jewel area, perfect for the filthy casual. These bits are going to get some rivets put in them with the Dremel tool, but basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to build the base pieces for each individual part of the costume, and then after that I'll be adding pieces, adding like, for example, these pieces that I've added, and then we'll put rivets in them, or holes, or divots, or any number of things, and then after that we'll move on to the next bits. Bottom of my socks are dirty. Oh no, the bottom of my socks, that's just the design. But yeah, sorry, I've angled the camera in such a way that it's hard to see. But yeah, this is a good one. I was thinking about trying it on. Really nice stuff. Thanks, Deathstorm. And then, last but not least, over here's the chest piece. Now there are also some bits of the chest piece that aren't finished. So, for example, I still need to put on the pauldrons. They're going to be small pauldrons, but they're going to be there nonetheless. And so this has 3 distinct pieces to it, which I'm sure you can kind of see part of them. It's got a yellow piece, this piece, and then it's got this piece on top. They come around on back, and there's a sort of... Oh gosh, I'm so stupid. I know how I should have done this. Sorry, this is my duct tape form of myself. Anyway, so it's got this piece around the front, comes back, and then there's a sort of area right here where these two fit together just like that. And then there's going to be a little bit of Velcro in here so that it Velcros on and sticks. But yeah, so that is the chest piece. There we go. Yep, like so. Yeah, I've got a chest form of myself and a chest form of Mrs. Mac for when I start working on Mrs. Mac's Samus costume, which is the next project. Let's see, do you have anything that you would recommend as a starter project? You know, Pillow Fort, I would not rely on me, because this is actually my starter project. This is my first project, out of the gate, and I'm working on Mega Man. Let's see, just adjust the cam. It's fine. This does not look good for Patreon. Looks like a ballistic vest. It's a Batman chest. Yes, Evil Ted. As a matter of fact, I got the the helmet design from Evil Ted himself, from Mr. Evil Ted Smith. So it's a good place to look for. He's a good place to look for some good starting stuff. Also, Evil FX on Twitch is also pretty good, but he does a lot of advanced stuff. Thanks, Hyper. You don't play any PC games? No, I play PC games. You don't play any PC games. Nope, only mods can post links. So, you know. But if you can go ahead and hash it out with one of the mods, both House and Kamehameha Hadouken are here. So, you know, check with them. Sadly, I kind of had to make a more serious rule about posting links after some issues a few days back. So it's like that. Although you are more than welcome to send me a, you're more than welcome to send me it to me in a message, in a direct message on Twitch. So alright, well, now that we've got that taken care of, I can move this out of the way. Whoop. There we go. And, darling, would you do me a favor? When you have a second, would you pass me the heat gun over there? It's the yellow one next to the glue gun. Thanks, darling. Don't blame you. It's just a link to oh, okay. Evil Ted does really good work. Must admit, jealous of how good he does. Someday I would love to make comparable quality. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. It's the huge yellow death ray. Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes. Okay. Come on. I'm sorry? Are you making yourself some food before dance? Okay, then don't worry. We'll take care of it after you get back from teaching. Yes, Mrs. Mac teaches dance. The heat gun and seizure, that third hand. Here we go. I suppose this is one way to do it. Sound like the coolest. Why have I not been here before? Well, if you're talking about Evil Ted Smith, yeah, he is really cool. And, you know, the thing of it is there's just so much stuff going on the internet, in the world, in your own life. I believe the figure is something like every second there's an hour of content uploaded just to YouTube alone. So I mean, the fact that you're finding new things, new channels, new content each day, not surprising. Did you already run to the store, darling? Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that. You could have taken my card with you. Huh? Yeah, well, it was definitely worth it. $20 at the store is definitely worth it. Oh, no, you meant us? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, still, nonetheless, what I said still applies. I mean, there's so much on the internet. How could you be able, you know, to pick this out of a lineup? It's just kind of crazy random happenstance that you wind up being here this time. So, you know, but we are, of course, appreciative to have you. Whew. There. Welcome back, Skeleton. Welcome back. Alright, Okami, have fun, and congratulations again on the win. Yeah, well, I'm not going to hand paint it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray paint it. First things first, I'm going to do a layer of, what's it calls it? Of, Plastidip. Plastidip will give this a sort of plasticky, you know, feel to it. And then I'll be painting using some automotive paint on top of that to give it a real nice sheen and make it feel like metal. Hope you were not serious on the 3 shirts. Why not? I mean, I wasn't entirely serious on the 3 shirts, but I'll certainly be ordering 1 today. Nope. Nope. No children. Not for Mrs. Mac and I. At least not yet. Who knows what the future holds. We may eventually have children, but at the current moment, it's not very high on our priority list. Hey, Sir Double J! Welcome! Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Caesarea is mine? Oh, well good. Congratulations. Ha ha. Welcome back, Okami. Did you hit a spot on the road with no reception? And by the way, 10 viewer hype. Ten viewers, not too shabby for a Friday afternoon when everybody else on the planet Earth is streaming. You know what I mean? There's a subtle difference, a subtle change that happens when you take the raw side of the foam and you expose it to the heat of the heat gun. A subtle change, but it almost sort of seals up a little bit as the very outside edge melts just a little bit. Do I do this a lot? Well, I have lately because, let's face it, there's not that much time left till Halloween. But this was my first attempt. This is my first attempt at a costume. I'm waiting for Tammy to come back with food. And you don't care for streaming on Mondays. It's true, I do a lot of things. You know, there are some people who say stuff like, "Oh, I'm a variety streamer," but what that means is they don't stream just one console. If I were to call myself a variety streamer, it would be unfortunate because the phrase has kind of been cheapened a bit. But I have live streamed a motorcycle ride through two national forests and 1 national park. I have live streamed. I intend on live streaming working on a motorcycle engine in the future. I have live streamed editing, video editing, and sound design. I have live streamed lots of reviewing of Android games. But if I were to say what I mostly do, I would say that I mostly stream Android games and retro games. That's my thing. But, you know, I mean, but if I were to use the phrase variety streamer, it would be more accurately used for someone like me than basically anyone else. People just say variety streamer and it means they stream a bunch of games. So, anyway, let's see. This is his first costume. He does game reviews and app reviews and such on Android. A lot of YouTube stuff. Indeed. Indeed, he did. So, yeah. House challenged me to go get a Slurpee. And it had been years since I had a Slurpee, so I went and got a Slurpee. And as luck would have it, that Slurpee was a, 500-mile round trip on the motorcycle. So I did it anyway, just to show him. That burned down, fell into the swamp. So I built a second one. Hey, skeleton. Ah, Skeleton showed up on YouTube. He's not going to let House be the only one on YouTube, not have a private chat anymore. So tell me, Pillow Fort, what do you do? I mean, I don't know if you do a lot of streaming on Twitch, and if you do, what do you do? I originally made a Twitch account just so that I could watch people who were doing game development, because I found that very fascinating. She's a heavyweight. Yeah, she's a heavyweight. Yeah, she's a heavyweight. Oh. A little bit of plasticky burning coming off of that. Just a little bit. Because it is melting it just a touch. Now back to the inside. Get this area get it thoroughly warmed so that it deforms easily enough. And then we'll bring these in sharply, and then for these we'll kinda use my knee here. Kind of stretch that a little bit. We'll have to shape this a couple times before it's ready to go. Go to the nearest state border. Haha. Yeah, I'll take on that quest eventually. Ooh, filmmaker, very cool. I'm trying to stream some, but school's been kicking your butt. Trying to hone my motion graphic skills and find others that I can work with. Oh, very cool. 5% day weekend. Oh yeah, you've been streaming recently, Skeleton? Cool. Very cool. I've dabbled, of course, in filming. A friend of mine made a short post-apocalyptic film that I was in. That was quite fun. He's going to be doing a follow-up film eventually. As a matter of fact, it's not something that I talk about on stream or anywhere else. It's one of the things that I talk about kind of on Patreon. If you're one of my patrons on Patreon, I've actually been giving updates on the post-apocalyptic movie. And in a couple of days, I'll be putting up the shooting scripts to some of the shorts. Before the movie actually films, we'll be filming 9 shorts that are going to be introducing the characters, sort of, generating a little bit of hype for it. Not that it's going to be a big event, but you know, it'll be fun nonetheless. So yeah, little plug there for my Patreon. Just throwing that out there. Forget the percent. Made it say 5-day weekend. Oh, very cool. Have to become a patron when you get some money. We're in southern Utah. Let's see. Yes, the audio is much better on YouTube. I'm sure there is, but the emotes aren't quite as awesome. Although there is a lemon emote on YouTube, and I know that Lazy Luck Lemon really likes that. So let me just kind of. Well, that's not too bad. That could work. That could work. USA, Mac USA. Oh yeah. Well, swap back to normal. The ×2 speed is hilarious. I'm sure. It's true, Skeleton does, and as a matter of fact, my name's not that hard to find out. Because I do a lot of reporting, I'm very easy to, a lot of details about me IRL are easily available online. Just kind of the price you pay for dealing with companies like Samsung and Lenovo and such. They don't want to deal with somebody without a name, you know what I mean? So, yeah, okay, cool. So I figure what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll glue these together, and then we'll wind up just kind of Oh, hey, what's up? Dancing! We're dancing! What are we dancing about?
You stop dancing.
I stopped
you
dancing.
Stop dancing for your fans.
I stopped dancing for my fans?
I never see you do any dancing anymore. I'm just saying.
And so you just wanted me to dance for my viewers?
Yeah, you can hand dance. Here, see?
Let's see. Kentucky. Oh, cool, cool. America. Be kind, don't stalk Maction. Yeah. No, no. It's not nothing. It's. I'm catching back up on chat.
Oh, I see.
If Audley goes back to normal after Buffer is gone, I know, Mac, me too. If you know his name and I know his name, possibly it's just you and me, House. Can I ask you if I know? Ask you if I know I'm right? Oh no, Skeleton, you've already confirmed. You know my name, which is fine. And again, you know, it's not something that I really care about either. I long ago accepted that it was part of the, you know, sort of price of admission to be able to approach Samsung and say, hey, you know, and do things with them. It was also one of the things that I had to be okay with when I, you know, started working as a reporter and wanted to be taken seriously as a reporter. You know, I couldn't really just have a username. And so, yes, I do some news reporting as well. I haven't done as much of it lately because I mostly do the hands-on stuff, and I don't have any big sponsorships, so it's hard for me to get to a lot of the conventions that are far away from me. But fortunately, there are at least 2 conventions held fairly close proximity to me that allow for me to do that. But that's part of the reason why the Patreon exists, is so that people could do that. Well, you know, Deathstorm, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to do your own research. If you want to know, do the research, find out. Don't say anything, because I like people having to do some homework on their own. People should do their homework. Okami, you probably do. I mean, it's easy. The lemon. But yeah, it's pretty easy to find out. It doesn't take all that much. Beauty of filmmaking is you could use a pseudonym. Yeah, you definitely have that option. Now, I think I'm you know, okay, I am debating between a little something now. I could recess these and put them, you know, put them recessed in as opposed to being below, which I think would look nicer, but at the same time, I'm just not entirely sure. Let's see. Mr. Nice Guy's already said it on Man Cave TV. Oh yeah, I'm sure he has. I'm sure that he has. But, you know, it's, and if you guys ever wind up, getting involved in something like that, like reporting or news, you'll find similar things. You know, companies are unwilling to deal with you if you're just sort of a pseudonym. They don't want to deal with a pseudonym. And maybe that's because they're sort of a little bit behind the times. But, you know, that's how it goes. Okay. So, actually, I think we're just going to dive in and go for it. And, so, the plan is that we'll go ahead and we'll put these together. And then when it's time to actually put them on as part of the... Maction, your real name's Maction. So Maction is actually a fun nickname that was given to me by Carlos Santana. He took my last name, which sounds like Mac, and he threw it together with the word action, and called me Maction. Well, what he said was she couldn't even see me. All she wanted was a piece of the Maction. And then, well, then that's how it got going. So Carlos Santana. And you're just like, well, I'm the weatherman. Oh, yeah, that would be terrible. Some of those weatherman names, am I right? Whew. Okay. I think I'll do it. Darling, could you do me a favor? Could you pass me the hot glue gun? It's just right here, near where you grabbed the heat gun. And there's also a postcard that I've been using to catch the glue underneath it. It should be rather adjacent. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and could you also grab me another one of my glue sticks? They should be right over there as well. Thank you, you are the best! You are the best thing to happen to me since, well, ever, but also since the wonderful scientist Carlos. Indeed, do you want a piece of the action? Ryan High Pressure System here with this weekend's weather. Mrs. the Maction, always so helpful. Oh, thanks, Pillow Fort. Pillow Fort Games thinks that we are adorable.
We are a doorbell.
We are a doorbell. We are adorabolical. Or perhaps even adorkable. One of the things that's nice about using the hot glue is that we can actually heat it up with the heat gun later if we don't like the placement and change it. Adorkable. A doorbell. Yes, Sir Double J, that is exactly what Mrs. Mac said. She said, we are a doorbell. She did say that. So, if I need to, I can actually lift this up, raise this up, and move it in by about that much, which it should be able to accept if it winds up being too large, but we'll just give that a shot. Isn't that just the worst when somebody gets to it just moments, instants before you? Okay, do we have enough yet? Yeah, there we go. It's not quite warm enough yet, but... it's extruding all right. Let's load another one in the chamber. Now, it's important that you use high temperature hot glue, because if you wind up in a hot place and you didn't use the high temperature hot glue, these things can come apart. So, pro tip. Let's see, I'm finally almost in Houston. Woohoo! Good show, Okami. Let's see, I'm gonna go get some food after I figure out what I want. Most of you from the USA? Yeah, I think so. Of the people I am aware of in the chat, I believe most people are from the US of A. Okay. Drunken Wolf! Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Drunken Wolf here and Kane got you. You've got me on the 55-inch television? Sweet. Sweet. Drunken Wolf is actually one of my supporters on Patreon. One of the things that kind of unofficially comes with being a supporter on Patreon is mod status. So yes, you can buy your way in, but you know, it's definitely unofficial because you'd have to be mature enough to manage, you know, the stream. But yes, Drunken Wolf has been one of my greatest supporters on Patreon. Matter of fact, some of the times when you see the games and the various reviews that I do, some of those are directly, Drunken Wolf here is directly responsible for. So, you know, kudos and many thanks to him for helping support my my work, both here and on YouTube. Only downside is that, you know, it tends to string every so often. The hot glue does. Wolf is the real MVP. Thanks, Drunken Wolf. Thank you kindly. So, does everybody want to hear a sad story? Ah, Hyper! Speaking up, it's been a couple minutes. You hate those spider webs. Oh yeah, the spider webs from the, yep, from the hot glue gun. It is less than desirable, I will admit. But you know what? It's a necessary evil. It's either this or contact cement. Okay, kick much mighty butt, darling. Get those people into shape. This is actually looking kinda cool. I'm pretty pleased. Welcome back, Skeleton. Yep, sad story time. Last week was a rough week. A rough week. But perhaps the worst thing happened this week. When Tuesday evening, let's see if I can't get it right. Tuesday evening, I dropped my phone. And broke the screen, which is a shame. So yep, sad story time. Sad story time on Tuesday. Everybody, 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 everybody. Oh, you got Laziza? No thanks. No, I'm good. I've got my water. Well, I had my water. Right before Man Cave TV? Yeah. Yeah, I did talk a little bit about it, but man, last week was a rough week. But this week's better. This week's going well. I love this point right here. Once it gets to the saxophone, not a big fan of the everybody, everybody, everybody. I'm like, I get it. You want everybody to be on board with this. How old am I? Well, I am younger than 30. I am older than 20. That is as close as a figure as I am going to give you. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Or, to quote Empire Records, how does it go, darling? Old enough to kick your, to kick your
ass in and
and see it come out the other side of your skull. That's right.
Yeah, he's a minor.
Yeah, he's a minor. Rough 2 weeks till yesterday. Indeed, the 2-week slump. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Oh, good. Yeah. Good on you, skeleton. Good on you. 27? Ah, Socials 36. Nice. Do. Oh. Nope, not quite. Do. 19. Nice. Okay. Yeah, and I appreciate everybody coming around for as long or as short as you can make it. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the conversation. Matter of fact, that's most of the reason. I mean, it's the delightful distraction of chat that's the reason that I wind up getting stuff done on these. Because, you know, I mean, how much easier is it to just play a game or just watch something on Netflix? So, your presence, very much appreciated. Gonna speed up the process. Flick my finger, run it over the hot glue. Ooh. Ooh, definitely warm. That's for sure. I'm from the US. Although I do have a very interesting accent on account of my tendency to enunciate words. Oh, sorry about that. Bumped the microphone. Rest in peace, headphone users. Okay. Cool. So there we go. There's the COD piece and the back. So basically, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to make sure that it fits the sort of size, you know. Love you too, darling. Have fun. See you in a bit. So I'm going to make sure that it fits, and then what I'll wind up doing is on the inside of it, I'll put, what's it called? They're snaps. Those little snaps like that you have on buckles and various things, and then that will keep it in place on my person when I am in costume, rather than needing it to be exactly the right, you know, dimensions or what have you. Of course, I'm going to get it, you know, kind of close, and at the current moment, it is much too large for me, which means if I take in both the sides a little bit, I'll be better off, and so that's what I'll be doing. I thought that might be the case. Relationship goals. Okay, take it easy, skeleton. Okay, so let's start you up, and we'll put it in a place to melt the hot glue, and then yeah, pull it off. Mrs. Mac is the best partner you could ever ask for. Being married to Mrs. Mac is like playing co-op through life. When I'm out of grenades, she's got me covered. Heat this area up. Now, it will darken this area a little bit more than the other areas. However, that's okay because we'll be painting over it. Perfect. Okay. One side down, and you know what? I think I'll fix each side independently, and then put them back together, and then work on the next bit. I think I'll just kind of incrementally, so that I can redo it if it's not working right. You know what I mean? So let's do this around the back. Do 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 do. Okay, just gonna mark this bit here. Yep, hot glue still a little tacky. Because it's tacky. Okay. Alright. So yeah, to anybody who didn't answer last time, any big plans for Halloween? Some of us are gonna go to a party or two. Others are gonna be working in a haunted house. Still others are going to be playing Silent Hill 1 from start to finish. All of these are most respectable. I was mentioning earlier that at the Halloween party that I plan on attending, there's a member of the 405th, people that are really big into costuming and cosplaying, and so I intend, not as a primary intent, but as a secondary, tertiary even intent, plan on making sure that they are pleasantly pleased with my work. So yeah. So I'm on vacation, but I still have to train for the playoffs. I'm given to understand that's fairly standard, but this is a shame. Making bacon ziti right now. Ah, Drunken Wolf, you mind sending a little bit that my way? Plan on turning off the lights and being antisocial. More power to you, Hyper. More power to you. Okay, let's see if I can get my timing right on this, and I think I've already worked it. Well, maybe not. Seems to be fitting together all right. I might find some Halloween games, some Android games and such, Halloween themed, and play a little bit. Maybe do a stream or two. But aside from that, it's mostly just the party is on the plans, is on the docket, on the agenda. Ah, and a fond hello to the couple of lurkers that we have on YouTube. Hope that you are enjoying the show. No need to say hello, however, you are welcome to say hello, should you feel so inclined. And since I'm streaming live to both Twitch and YouTube, you might see a lot of people asking questions that you can't see. Alright, Deathstorm, get some rest, my good man, and we will see you when we see you next. Thank you for coming around, get some rest, and yeah, above all, be excellent to each other, and party on. See ya! Okay, that might be warm enough. Yep, just barely. Just barely. Whew. Don't mind Sir Double J. He likes to freak people out. You know, it's just sort of his charm. Well, isn't it part of your charm? Haha! You know, if anyone here hasn't already, you simply must watch Gallivant. It is a television series that well, it ran for one season. I don't know if it has been renewed for a second, and if it hasn't, that would be a shame. But yeah, I know it did its first season, and it is a delightful musical, starring people such as Timothy Oddmanson, who you may recognize as Lassiter from Psych. But it's just fantastic. Just fantastic. Another fun one to watch. You know what I would love to do? Earlier, you know, it was said of me, and I should say I said of myself, that I truly am a variety streamer. I stream Gallivant, G-A-L-A-V-A-N-T. I truly stream a variety of items, of things. Well, it so happens that I have long been curious as to what it would take to do a sort of movie night, you know? Watch a movie maybe on Twitch. Oh, yes please. Yes please, do send me the recipe. I would love that recipe. But yeah, I've wondered what it would take to do a movie night on Twitch, where it sort of wound up being a little bit Mystery Science Theater 3000-ish, in the sense that it was, you know, you were watching a movie, but, you know, we were all chuckling and, you know, making jokes together. I think that'd be kind of fun, a fun experiment. I also really want to live stream a motorcycle and camping trip. You know, just a one-day thing, but that's still on the agenda for items to do. Let's see, is that enough? Did I shave off enough there? I think I did. Good. I'm thinking, you know, when I think about what I would want to do, I would want to watch the movie What We Do in the Shadows with everybody on Twitch. That would be just brilliant. It's another good one that if you haven't seen, you probably should. But the problem is, Okami, I can't think of a way to do it that wouldn't get me just destroyed by, that wouldn't get me destroyed. Thanks for the tweet, House. I'll check it out when I'm not streaming. that wouldn't get me just, you know, completely booted from Twitch. And maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I'm being, you know, maybe I'm being too generous. Maybe I'd have to be a much bigger deal before it'd get me booted from Twitch. But you know, can't help but be concerned about it. Okay. Nice bead all the way along. Let's get this sorted. Like 50-50 split of a movie and a game. Ooh, like a game show type movie night. Ooh, that would be fun. Tough to do, but that could be very fun. Okay. Well, I already checked Twitter. I just thanked you moments ago for sending me the thing on Twitter, but that I'd look at it after I'm no longer streaming. I mean, I don't think it's pressing, is it? I mean, it's not super pressing. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that is a pretty cool CPU, House. How much did it run you? Because it's probably very, very worth it. And especially if you ordered it yesterday and it was here today, that's also pretty cool. Oh, you didn't have your headphones on. Oh, okay. Ah. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look now. Oh, still needs to come in more. But it only needs to come in about the same amount. So, we'll put it in. Yep. We'll bring it in. Ah. Whoa. Are we out of tunes? We can't be out of tunes. We haven't gone quite that long, have we? Well, I guess we have gone a few hours. Guess we're back to the beginning. Welcome back, Pillow Fort. Welcome back. We're just making the adjustments to the COD piece and butt plate, as it were, to make sure that it fits properly. Because my measurements, while reasonable, were just sort of back of the envelope measurements. And not as precise as they probably should have been. But that's okay, because I was expecting this. That might be good enough. Yep. It's a little difficult, but just barely. Now this other side's going to be a lot rougher because I put on a lot more hot glue. Nope. Oh, tax-free shipping, even got a discount, $212. Nice! House. Nicely done. That's going to make for a very non-potato PC. Okay. Okay. Here we go. full retails anywhere from $221 to $235. Okay. Nice. So you got it for a song, not even a song and a dance, just a song. Good, good. Houseless gamer is the definition of a gamer on a budget. You know that, peeps? But you know what? Even for being a gamer on a budget, he does a really good job. So if you like proper streaming, you know, not like this faffing about that I do, Houseless Gamer is a pretty good person to look into. I'm just saying, you could do worse than Houseless Gamer. You probably are doing worse than Houseless Gamer at this very moment. Of course, he doesn't talk quite as much as me, most of the time. So is this costume going to light up? Well, portions of it, yes. For a little while, I was really working hard on trying to get some light up stuff. I've got some EL wire, but I don't particularly care much for it. For a little while, I was trying to get my hands on some. Oh gosh, what was it? It was called Lumacord. And it was a sort of light-activated, glow-in-the-dark cord that was pretty dang awesome. And it came in what amounted to Mega Man Blue. But sadly, Lumacord is no longer in business / making Lumacord, which is a darn shame. The inexpensive gamer. Well, I don't know if that's particularly fair to say, House. We know each other from Twitch, but we know each other outside of Twitch as well. So, which is it? Oh, this is going to be an apocalypse of hot glue. Hot glue apocalypse. Oh, yep. Ow! Whew, that burns. Haha. Ouch. Yikes. Oh, better burns than permanently stuck to my skin, that's for sure. Ooh. Ah! Ah! Oh, this is a mess. A horrible mess. Oh my gosh. Found some great deals because of Rue. Ah, I see. Ah, oh, did he now? Very cool. I always love hearing about people's rationale for streaming. Okay. I think Glory Hog must be doing a lot of streaming today. I imagine he wants to be the very best, like no Mac ever was, for our competition tomorrow. For our race tomorrow. The race is nearly run. Thanks for asking, Okami. I'm okay. It's just sort of momentary discomfort thanks to really hot glue. It's like the fortress of hideous screaming pain. Okay, let's check the back bit. I can see chat activity. Don't worry, I'm coming for you. I'm just taking care of cleaning these edges first. Okay. It's both, Mac, but I like to say I know you outside. Yeah, it's true. Not just Twitch. It's all for school to take on interactive media. The living expense loans, indeed. That stuff is only bad in the moment. It's true, and they do clear up pretty quickly. But man, that contact cement, it's a pain. I was having a bad day, popped into chat to say hi and hide from my life at the time. Then I won a game and ended up having a great time. Watched a marathon, and those are the two things I wanted my stream to be. Nice. Man, House, you are doing some thrifty gaming. That is for absolute certain. I am surprised by how many shy people I get on YouTube who pop in, watch for a little bit, don't say anything, and then hop out. You know, actually, it might be useful for me to do a little something like this. Ooh. Yeesh. Okay, let's see if that does the trick. Yes! Yes, it does. Okay, we'll wait for a second, and I did slightly singe part of it. Let's see, the tower, nice. Well, you saw the tower. It's true. It's true. You couldn't really pass that up. Now, I know Hyper here from moderating over on EvilFX's chat. So tell me, Hyper, how did you get that gig? Have you known Dave and Rose in real life? Have you just been a stalwart fan from the beginning? What's the story there? Okay. Ah, there's my pen. I just found him on Creative and never left. Love learning from Evil, and everyone in his chat were great. You know, that's pretty fair. Pretty fair to say. Evil is a pretty good You know, I wouldn't say what he does is instructing. You know, more like demonstrating. He's a good demonstrator. But, yeah, his chat is a fun chat to hang out in. I look forward to this Stormtrooper helmet of his. Because, number one, that giveaway's subs only, and number two, I've got a fighting chance! And I would love to have a piece of his work. Because he does very good work. I saw people ask questions over and over, I would answer, so after a while he modded me. Oh, cool. House does bring the hype to my chat. We want the hype. We want the hype. Sub only. Oh, welcome to Houston, Okami. Welcome, welcome. We'll explain things endlessly just watching him, the knowledge rubs off on you. PC to subs only, because I have no subs! In time, House! In time! Oh, you got the M77! Cool! Very cool. I'm a little jelly, just a little bit. Okay. Go in a little bit farther. Need the blade of exact 0 for this. The fleece-encrusted scepter of Q-Teep. Okay. That might be a little bit better. Yeah, I get that a lot. Let's see. Whoa. Like I explained, or maybe I did say you are technically my first sub because of the Twitch glitch. Oh yeah, that's right! That was kind of a funny glitch. While streaming. Yeah, I was there. Going to raffle off the helmet because he's working on it, but since I have won the one, I'll sit this out as much as it will kill me. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, Hyper. If you want to enter the raffle, I think I will allow it, just so long as we're agreed that if you win it, it goes straight to me. So, yeah. No deal! I want to see, if I don't hear you say no deal, I will lose all respect for you. Okay, you don't have to say exactly those words, but, you know, something pretty close. Okay. No deal. Good. Oh, today I learned there is a Dresden Files tabletop. Oh, really? Drunken Wolf, there is? There is? a Dresden Files tabletop. That would make my good buddy Seth most pleased. He loves the Dresden Files. Keep your souls right where they are. Oh, Drunken Wolf, great news, great news. The last time I did a patrons-only live stream, I discussed some of the things that I'd be doing reviews of this upcoming period of time, the next few months. And one of the things I think I might do is I think I might do a head-to-head of some of the various Android instant printers that are available. I think that'd be a fun one to do that nobody's really done yet. Get those books and run a game. Can't blame ya. Although, if I may, GURPS is a very fun system to be using because you can model any system in GURPS and run it off of just the basic set. So, just my little plug. My little plug for GURPS. Speaking of which, it is a Friday night, and under normal circumstances that would mean a game of GURPS. However, Rabble can't make it. The man's had a lot of stuff going on in his life right now, and it's just been super busy, so he can't make it, so we're still there inside of that manor house, most of them in some fairly dire situations after having decided to tamper with a wizard's spellbook. Kids, lesson here is it's always a bad idea to tamper with a wizard's spellbook. Off of Fate, and I've never played it. Well, I mean, I told you that I successfully was able to model the Avatar universe in GURPS. As a matter of fact, I did take it for a test drive, and it works pretty darn well, honestly. Because it's modeled as both a, bending as both a superpower as well as a martial art. And it's actually quite fun in GURPS. So, good for the fantasy, good for the things. The problem is, and that's the power of GURPS, that's what makes it so good. Additionally, that role-playing elements are built into it as built-in incentives. Okay. Let's have a look at the COD piece. Oh, yep. Yep, this is what we're gonna do. And we're going to have some bits, some things to, to clip it in so that it clips on appropriately. But that's pretty good, and I'm even going to sit down in it. Okay, I'll need to clip that there so that it stays with my butt. But, not too shabby. Not too shabby. There we go. That's the COD piece. COD piece finished. Ah, welcome back, skeleton. So yeah, COD piece done. There'll still be a little bit of extra work to be done on this. Notably, in addition to the plastidip and the painting that every piece is going to go through, this piece is going to have some additional bits put on it, some little plates to make it look a bit more industrial. Hardy har har har. Okay, no worries, Pillow Fort. Look forward to seeing you when you return from taking the dog out. But it is just right. Covers the important bits, and I actually left it big enough that I think I could actually put a cup right here, an athletic cup. Crotch piece success indeed, Okami. Oh, was it? If I did not know better, I would never have guessed that this is your first costume. Oh, thanks, Hyper. Thank you very much. I'm very flattered. I appreciate that. I've been doing a lot of it's because I've been watching a lot of Evil Ted Smith and Evil FX. I've been getting my daily dose of the evil to learn how to work this stuff. So, all right, now that we're done with the COD piece, I think let's get a jump on the thighs, shall we? Now, Mac is well known for his thunder thighs. So let's do this. First, we'll pull out our reference photos here. So basically, what we're looking at is a aw, thanks for the hug. It does require a bit of evil indeed. Here we go. There we go. So, what we've got here is we're looking at a piece that comes around this side down, has a cut up for the sort of back of the leg. Well, it's actually Okami. It goes lowercase m, capital H for Mac Hug. I believe all of my Frankerface's Z emotes, it's a lowercase m and a capital H, including Mac Bar. Mac Bar is a good one. So basically, and it has this sort of secondary plate up here for accenting. I'll go a little bit more this direction with it, but so we're looking at a sort of, well, in pieces. Here, use this. Yeah, we'll use this. There we go. That's the ticket. That is the ticket. Okay. This should be easier to see. Yep. Mac Hug, Mac Bar, clever rules. Yes, I did make the return thing. No, Pillow Fort, I am nowhere near as good as to do any of this. I did do the welcome back Mac, though. So, basically what we're looking at is we're looking at a piece that has a bit here, diagonal bit, and a flat bit to be above the kneecap, and it has a corresponding one on the back side as well. So if we sort of extend this around, if this is the front, we'll naturally be making the seam on the inside of the thigh. Thanks for the applause. I live for the applause. And it'll be it'll basically do that, give a little rounded area here near the outer edge here, and then we do a diagonal cut in and over and up once again, and then we'll round this way and round this way, and this, of course, is where we go up, because this is the thigh piece. So, see, I don't want to bleed through the marker onto the cutting surface. I know it shouldn't matter that much to me, but for some reason it does. Anyway, so it goes up like so, and then up here we'll find ourselves, we'll want to make, let's see, if the inside of the thigh is the low point, so we'll come in from the low point. This bit I want to do in pen. Okay, no worries, Skeleton. We'll see you when you get back. So, we come in from the thigh. The thigh's the low point. We're also going to have a low point here as well, coming in. We do get the high point right up here, which I think what I'll do is I'll just do something simple like that. And then we'll build the secondary piece, the sort of, oh gosh. Yeah, that's more like it. The secondary piece.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Ruin
hi,
Soup.
Mark.
Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. So, basically, what we'll do from there is we'll actually fabricate this piece that's going to go, let's see, kind of seems a bit like this, and in, and up, and in again, over, down, and up, And then in, down, like so. Alright, so now I think I'm ready to put a little bit more, you know, put a little bit more solid of a concept to it. We come up from the center and back down. I think I might actually make this a little bit deeper of a cut, so a little bit steeper of an angle, like so. And then there. So that's the piece. That's what the piece is going to look like. For each thigh, we're going to have a piece that has that general shape. This, of course, is the front kneecap. This, of course, is the back area, and these sort of rounded bits will wind up being on the sides, kind of like that right there, and that right there. Now, this piece, of course, secondary piece, but I'll fab that on its own, so that I don't have to worry about it. So now that we've got a general idea, and I'm sorry if this is like, you know, annoying or disappointing to anybody that I'm not better at this, but this is just sort of the way that I work when I'm, you know, when I'm working on this stuff. So we're going to take one of these larger sheets here, and I'll basically kind of wrap it around my thigh to get a general, you know, general sort of size. Well, good. I'm glad, Pillowfort. I'm glad that you guys like seeing it. So, this'll again, you'll get a little bit of my crotch, but I've got to hike up my pants a touch because I will be wearing bottoms that are compression pants, so it'll be a little bit less, you know, a little bit less, shall we say, a little bit less baggy, a little bit more form-fitting than these. So, anyway, this gives us a good idea that we know how far down we need to cut, which will be right about here. Okay. So we reach a, we reach a low of right about here, and we reach a high of basically right there, basically the top of this thing. Now, as far as the low winds up being a little bit lower than this. So let's do that. Let's do that and around. That's where the kneecap. Okay. Gonna flip this around. Use the white side, because that'll be a little bit easier. It's the biggest reason I like learning from people over YouTube tutorials, because I like learning why, not how. Why is very, very important. I agree, and I hope that in some way, in my stumbling around in the dark, you guys find something informative and enjoyable. As a quick aside, I've been learning a lot trying to make the blaster, because I want to have a blaster that actually goes from being on the wrist to covering the fist. Ah, I rhymed there. But from on the wrist to covering the fist. And so separate in two pieces with a solid backing, a band on the wrist that actuates from point A to point B. And I've been learning a lot about how to do that. As a matter of fact, one of my streams wound up being basically useless because I didn't wind up, getting it figured out. So, on one side? Yeah. They did that, yeah. The people who put the sign up did that. Clever Mac. Thanks, Sir Double J. Okay. That might be interesting for one of the props I want to make. Okay, well, I hope to have a good, solid, and informative stream for you. Okay. Alright, so we want to go up that high. We want to go down that low. Woohoo! Food! Mrs. Max making food. Everybody's welcome. Oh, that's right. We're not sharing our Indian food. We had too many malingerers. Okay, and a hive up here. Okay. Let's see. Yes, well, no, I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with the, that the series exists. Okay. Now, let's see. Yep, here we go. Here's our center point. More or less. Okay, and then we'll just make ourselves a nice straight line down here. I want to make one of the weapons from that show, but don't even know how to begin with making that. You know, I've felt very similarly with the Mega Man costume, that I don't even know where to start. So it was sort of, I just kind of started where there was, where information was freely available, and that was actually, the helmet was like, well, I mean, not the helmet. It was the offhand, the left hand, because I just modeled that straight off of Mass Effect. And that was super easy. And then I picked up enough tricks doing that I was able to get a reasonable, I was able to do a reasonable job of doing, the helmet next. Thanks in no small part to Evil Ted Smith and his lovely patterns. Now, also, it's not going to be perfectly straight on the inside because my thigh is slimmer down at the bottom than it is at the top. Like I know how I want to make-ish, but the mechanical parts are tricky. Okay. Okay, that should do the trick. And then, of course, like that. But that's okay, because we're not going to worry about that. We're actually going to fold this in half and then cut it so we get something that's nice and symmetrical. Now, my only concern is that I think this is high enough / low enough to not get in the problems. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to cut it out and see how it sits on me. I will want it to be larger than necessary because the foam is a certain thickness. Give yourself something like 10% additional size than you think you need because to compensate for the thickness of the foam. Okay, so let's go ahead. And this isn't the best. I'll transfer this on. Actually, once I've got the design somewhat finalized, I'll actually be transferring the design onto something a bit, better. Okay, let's see. So... you can check out Evil FX's. Oh yeah, that would be useful. That would be useful. Let's do this thing. Nice. Also, as of course I've been archiving all this on YouTube, if you check out, I've got it under a playlist called Mega Man Costume. If you missed any of the bits before, or you want to see how I did X, Y, or Z, the way that I did the chest piece was particularly interesting in that I used a combination of tin foil, or I should say aluminum foil, because it's aluminum, and duct tape to give me the pattern that I needed to make the chest piece for my chest. Okay, so with the exception of, and I completely forgot about it. Oh no, that's good, but that's too far. Hang on, we could be in trouble. Hey Zach! Welcome back, Zach! If I'm doing well, you should be doing well as well. I agree. Uh-oh. Made a mistake. So, yep, I didn't think this through as well as I should have. Well, on the plus side, this piece is good. This angle is good. But if you'll notice, I've got the rounded bit here. Basically, what I did was I forgot that this isn't supposed to peak above here, it's supposed to peak over here, which means it's time for a new thingamajig. But let's see, so if it peaks here, yeah, and this winds up being shorter, and this winds up being the same length. Alright, see you next time, Okami. Thank you for coming around. Many thanks. So, I'm gonna get another big sheet of stuff and we'll sketch out the pattern again. BRB. Yeah, it is. It's quite good inside the helmet. It really is. It's nice. It gets a little hot sometimes. Alright, so actually, this is the stuff that I normally use for most of the stuff, and I'll be using it for that. This stuff from Harbor Freight. Also, I prefer this because it's larger than the other one, and, well, it's a better size. And I'm referring to the front piece, the little anti-fatigue foam mat set. Gosh, I don't even know what to call it, man. But this sort of piece in here, this large paper piece. There we go. Much better. Much better quality. Everything about those things is much better quality, and it's fun because they are around the neighborhood of $8 to $10 a piece, whereas the blue, green, and other ones are... Oh gosh, what are they usually? They're usually around the neighborhood of $20 for a package of 4. Which is significantly more expensive, naturally. Alright, so basically we want the same peak at the same place, but we want these shifted shifted to the right? Shifted to the right. Hang on, let me wrap my head around this real quick. If we put this here, then yeah, these definitely get shifted to the right. But also, hang on, let me try this out again. Okay, that distance is about right. And that distance is... Actually, I should make that distance longer, frankly. By at least a couple of inches. Okay, good to know, good to know. But this distance is about right. So basically, I need to rotate that so that it's in... Ah, yes. Circle, circle. Right. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm on top of it. Okay. So 6 of one, half dozen of another. I'll just have to make my marks to notate that I need it longer. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's do this thing. Huh? Some rice? Or... yeah, why don't... I mean, I really only think I'm about hungry for maybe half as hungry as you are, frankly. It's true. Okay, thanks, darling. Okay. So what we're coming down to is this is the thigh, and so we're going to want to put that here. Okay, there we go. And we can even still use this bit here. And okay, and so we wind up the same sort of inner thigh area here. Man, that's a big thing in the middle there. Something about this just isn't adding up for me. Let me just pretend for a minute. Okay, so that needed to be wider anyway. Okay, I can deal with that. But that there's about right. Oh, right. It tapers quite a ways down here. Okay, that's what I'm not taking into account. Okay. So this is going to be... Okay. Okay, and then considerably wider back of the knee, and considerably wider front of the knee. Because taking into account we are also going to have the the curve that we need to account for. Man, everybody got quiet in the chat. Hey, you.
Looking forward to tonight.
As am I. Well, I think we need to accept that my work is off, primarily because this has to taper downward. And I think it's got to taper downward by about that much. Yeah, that seems about right. And then we do the circle. Watching you figure this out is interesting. You've got a dead can dance on in the background? Dead can dance? Dead can dance? I'm afraid I don't understand, Hyper. What are you talking about? What you talk about? Let's see. So, we also want a similar in bit there, so it's actually... Okay, and then we're going to make that bit larger again, which that seems about right there. Okay. And if that one comes in similarly, well, since I'm going to fold it over and cut, I don't need to be too worried because it'll duplicate it onto the other side. Or do I? Dead Can Dance is a musical group. Oh, okay. Right. Well, that would make sense why I don't recognize them then. I'm not especially musically aware, but I can't do that because this is not going to be perfectly symmetrical. So let's see, how far in did I come here in centimeters? Well, 5 and 2 ticks. Five and 2 ticks. Okay, good. Very chill music. Nice. I'll have to give them a look. I like relaxing music. Oof. Yeah, that's not good enough. There we go. That's more like it. Come into about there. Pop up. Okay, thank you, darling. Recommend Anastasis. Full album on YouTube if you want to give them a listen. Okay. I certainly will. And now let me just kinda... We're going to wind up with a bit over here of... We'll call it 6... There we go, 6, so 12 is what we should have here. It's going to wind up being larger on the outside than the inside. Am I okay with that? How much larger? About 50% larger on the outside. No, I'm not okay with that. I'd rather make larger. Let's see here. 40... Just shy of 43. So if we're just shy of 43, over the half, 22, 21. Okay, let's a skosh more than 21. Let's make it 12, 6 on either side. Actually, you know what? I think we can do 7. A little bit larger on the outside isn't going to kill us. I did that one on at 7 on accident. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 7. 7. 7. Okay, wow. Mind played tricks on me for a second. Mind played tricks on me. Okay. And now let's see, what's our rise on this? Our rise is about 5. Let's give ourselves a little guide point there. Nope, not gonna work like that. It's okay. Let's double check which one's 7. That one's 7. Okay. Good, good. Good. Okay. Now we'll just do that straight jut. Okay, good, good. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Bam, bam. Alright. Now let's think this through once more, because it looks like it's going to be roughly symmetrical. Well, it looks like it is going to be symmetrical. I don't know why I was so worried about that. But okay, let's fold her in half. Okay. Nice. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we will cut it out now. And let's hope this one works. Not like the last one. I am the last one! We've been going for about 3 hours now. Not too shabby. Hey Logan, good to see you. It's been a little while. Welcome back. How is life? Curses. Got myself caught there. Oh, Retro Gaming Live TV is hosting me. Good. Indeed. Glad to hear that life is good. Thanks for the host, Retro Gaming Live. Much appreciated. I guess all of the real members of RGL TV have all finished streaming for the day. Yeah, tomorrow evening, Retro Gaming Live TV. That's where the main event's gonna be. The speedrun race. A little bit of trepidation, I won't lie. Contra, Mega Man 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, all in a row. Any percent if you are into that type of speedrunning designation. I sure hope I made the right choice with this. Okay, that could be it. Opens up like so, and goes on the thigh. Like this. And around. So this looks like one of those good news, bad news situations. The good news is we got the design right, but the bad news is it looks like it's just not big enough. The proportions are all about right, but it's just not long enough on either side. Need a good solid extra inch on each side, so gonna have to just make that note here. Plus 1 inch. Yeah, plus 1 inch that way. Plus 1 inch that way. Okay. Hooked on phonics. What's this project for? Halloween, my good man. Current project. Just for fun. In a lot of ways, it's for me, but it is because I want to see somebody do Mega Man well instead of all super cartoony and, you know, like that. But that's just me. So, I do appreciate everybody coming around. Sadly, I think that 3+ hours is as much as I've got in me today. It was a very busy day. Exciting day, but busy. So, especially Logan, I know you just barely got here, and I do appreciate you coming. But I think that's all I've got in me for right now. So, thank you everybody who came around, everybody who watched, everybody who learned, and everybody who, you know, just came around to have a good time. Your being here was half, if not more so, if not more than half of the reason why I'm doing it on stream, because it's very fun. I'm sorry, Sir Double J, but you know what? You'll be seeing me tomorrow when I do the speedrun race. So Hyper, thanks. You too. Much appreciated, Hyper. It's really encouraging to have such nice words said from someone of your quality and caliber in here. So, thank you everybody, and, well, as you know, Little Mac thanks you for watching.
Thank you.